Hi everyone, I'm Grattles and welcome to the Best Start 3 series. This is episode 9 and plans have changed. Yeah, what can I tell you? So, there's a good reason though. So I really did want to get some storage going, and then I was like, well, how am I going to do this? Am I going to belt it, truck it? And then I thought, well, there's new truck paths, maybe we'll try that. Then I realized, well, how am I going to fuel these trucks? And then I was like, well, all right. So the change of plan is we're going to do some more oil. And hear me out, we're going to make some packaged fuel. We can actually make a jetpack too. But also we're going to make a gas station for these trucks to be able to refuel. And in the process, we're also going to make some plastic and rubber. We don't need the plastic and rubber exactly, but it is good building material because I can get the coated concrete. We can make some nicer buildings a little bit, change up colors. We'll get a little bit more brightness. But let me show you. Let's go where we're going to go. As you can see right here, I did start like kind of figuring out where I wanted that central storage. And then I was like, this is not going to work. So, all right, let's jump in. So we did have that other oil node that was down in the deep, dark, whatever that was. And I went down there. It was a bit scary because you can't see anything, even with your light. But anyway, I put a oil extractor down in there. Again, we needed pumps too. So, because it was pretty far down there. I put 4 on there. Probably could have done with 3, but either way. Let me show you. So I opened up this area because we're going to have to produce this stuff somewhere. I'm not sure how we're going to get to it, whatever. But anyway, that's all in the episode, I guess, because I'm going to figure it out as I go along. Here's the pipe coming up. I don't know if it clips. It doesn't really clip. There's a tree there, but let me turn on my flashlight. It goes all the way down there. It's pretty far. I put a pump right there because I wasn't sure if it was actually gonna be able to bring it up there, but it looks like it is. So nothing special, just this concrete pillar with the oil going horizontal, and some pumps on it. I did put some outlets here too because we needed some power. Well, we're gonna have to have some power hooked up to it. So nothing crazy. I didn't go too off script with you guys with it. It was so dark, it was hard to record and that kind of thing. But anyway, here is where the oil sits, right here. And right now there's nothing in it because there's no power to it. I gotta figure out, let's put down a refinery. Yes, we definitely need that. And let's look what we're gonna need. So I'm gonna pull out power slugs because that always is my best friend here. So we're gonna have to make plastic. So we need the crude oil. So to make the plastic, we need 30 crude oil. The crude oil, I got that set to 600, like always. If I overclock this, what can I get this up to? 75. So I can actually do, let's make sure the rubber takes the same thing. 75. I can actually do 4 machines then. Because that would mean 75 and 75. Oh no, I could do 8 machines. 75 and 75 is 150. Yeah, I would have 8 machines. Okay. We could sink a lot of the plastic and the rubber too. Okay, so we need 8 machines. Do we want to build up? This is kind of a funky thing. Let's build off of here. So if we come off of here, so I'm just going to do some stairs and a foundation. How about that? All right, let's do that. I want to make sure I'm high enough to get over that. Let's grab this. That is too short. Let's do one more. And then we'll grab this. All right. Yes, this should be perfect. Might be a little... Oh, no. It's fine. All right. let's see, that's not gonna line up with this. So let's see, we'll put one there, one here. So we make sure we get this the right height. One here, one here, and that one sits a little higher. Let's just get rid of that. All right, that would go here, and then let's press E. We could do a 2 meter and a 1 meter. That would work. And actually, this could be probably like a 2 meter. Just so we don't fall in there. I don't want to fall down into that hole. Alright, so, you know, as dark as it is, it's pretty light actually. Let's come over to here. This is gonna come up and then go down a line. We're gonna need 8 refineries. What am I? There's a creature in the way. These creatures actually can be more fucking annoying than they are cute, okay? Get out of the way. Alright, there we go. Let's come over to here. Where can we go? This is gonna go into there. Don't really want to. Let's go this way. So I have an idea what I want to do. I think what I'm gonna do is come down the center with the crude oil. That's gonna go into 4 machines on this side and 4 machines on this side. And then those are gonna go directly into the next 4 machines. And then we'll also pick up the plastic in the process. So we'll see how that goes. So that's 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And this is 4. I guess we'll do 4. I'm just making sure this is more than big enough, I think. If that makes sense. Alright, there. Alright, if we brought this guy down, maybe what we'll do is let's do a half a foundation here. I like the little input there. So, foundation, where are you? Half a 1. We could just use a... Where am I? Gosh darn it, I hit the wrong button. Yeah, we'll use that. And that will be able to bring that up and down the center, say. Let's grab that pipe. We'll just... Let me see if I can... I don't like the way that looks, that curve. That might be better. It's a little better, yeah. Alright, so now, where's the middle line? I'm gonna paint this. Let's see, this is the middle of the building. Say right here. So now, we wanted to start the refinery somewhere around, say come in by 1. Let's grab the refineries, not an oil extractor. There we go. The input's gotta be this way. Come back 1. It would be there. So these guys are huge. We might not fit in another refinery here. Oh, it's gonna be close, yeah. Because we also have to put... Just gonna press H. If I wanted to put it there... Yeah, it's gonna be close. Should be alright though, we'll figure it out. I'm hitting control, but it wants to bounce. There we go. Alright, so I didn't set these machines. Let's do that. So this one's gonna be plastic. Plastic. I could control C and control V, but I don't. It's fine. Alright, this one's gonna be rubber. And let's just copy this from the get-go. And that's the wrong way. Of course you are. Flip. Alright, so that's our 4. So again, these all need to be overclocked. Son of a bitch. So we're gonna just control C, control V, and go down the line, make sure it pasted. There we go. So these are 75, 150, 75, and 300. That's good. Alright, over here, We're gonna do the same thing. Let's Control C, B. Alright, so these all are the same. The outputs of these are gonna be putting out plastic. How much plastic? Well, 50, so we could just use any... I just use force. You don't need force. Obviously, 50 is only 51, 52, 200. You don't need it, but I'm gonna use it anyway. I'm gonna point these out. There we go. And then we're going to merge these. So we'll go this way. I missed that one. Look at that, the sun's coming up. Alright, let's come on this side, do the same thing with the rubber. So, alright, so that is how that's gonna get put up. I think that's fine. Then we're gonna need storage and a sink to sink the extra, which is good. It's good for points. We're gonna need that anyway. The heavy residue is 50, so that again is going to be 200. We can't, well, I was gonna do a 1-to-1 ratio. Let's see if we can actually fit another 2 lines in here. It's gonna be close. Let's see. Because these are already attached like this, you know what I'm thinking? I got a better idea. Hold on. I'm gonna turn these guys in instead of turning the lifts out. So if you see, they kind of go out a little bit. We're gonna point them towards the machine. So this way, if we make it tight enough, I think we'll have more room. So let's get those lifts, and instead of those pointing out, point them in. So the reason I had them pointed out was I thought maybe I could sneak a pipe up here if that was pushed out that way, which I think we might have been able to, but because I want to really keep it on one floor, I'm hoping we can do this. Why won't it line up here? Let's press H here. Alright, that's that. Now that is yellow, but it is not touching. No, that is not touching. So I could put that there. And then we're going to put this on this. And then we're going to take these off. And we're going to, instead of 60 per minute, we're going to do 50 per minute. So let's see, what is 30? That's 45, so 35 should be the right number. That's 52. 33.3333. Close enough. 49.99, whatever. So that should be, yeah, if we make 33, I mean, we could probably even just go to 34, but it might lack a little bit. See, that's 50.1. Either way, you're going to be close enough, but I think I'd rather go a little lower so the machines don't like stop and blah, 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 you know, that kind of thing. So I'm just going to be, wait, what if we did 33.34 like that? No, 33.34. I know there's a way to kind of get this better. No, that's still around there. 3, 3, 4. That's good enough. We'll just do it like that. That's fine. I'm just being me. All right. So let's copy this machine. All right. So as you can see, yeah, this is not even really touching. All right. So now we do have to run the pipes though. This is a very tight squeeze, but at least we got what we wanted. Well, I got what I wanted. You might not want this, but it's fine. These we could just use Mark 1, right? They're just 50. Going into 50. It's fine. We gotta squeeze in here somehow. Oh, wow. This is... I'm stuck. Okay, I'm stuck. You know what? This is ridiculous. Because it's so tight there. Yeah. Uh-huh. Can I squeeze through? Nope. There we go. So yeah, mind yourself that it is a little bit of a tight squeeze. But it's fine. We made it work. Alright, so these are all set. Now we gotta go on the other side. I'm gonna quickly do this. I'm gonna need an extra line here. There. And then we're gonna turn these around. Alright, let me come around this way and grab these machines. So before I build the next one, I'm just gonna put the pipe in here. Alright, so this is pretty tight. We could fit another one down this way. On the other side, it's going to be a little bit tighter, I think. So we'll get to that. Let's see. Oh, it's not too bad. Okay. 33. What is that? 33.3. Alright, so we have to put this into packagers. And I think we're going to build a second floor. Now, let me make sure I even have the packagers open. Yes, I do. Okay. So we actually need plastic. How do you make empty canisters? So if we go into a constructor, let's see, we'll just put that there. Second, this right here is empty canisters. These are 60 per minute. You need 30 plastic. So right now we do have some plastic, but eventually we're going to have to recycle some of this plastic back to make some of these guys. So it's not a huge deal, but we do have a little bit of a process. So, let's go up. Wow, I just hit the wrong button. Let's go upstairs a second. Let's see. Let's get rid of this. We don't need that. We need to make a second floor. Let's just do this and go vertical. I think that's what we'll do. I'm gonna come here, go vertical. Let's go and press E and zoop. So this is probably way taller than we need to be, but I don't. Yeah, we can make it a little bit shorter. Let's see. Let's come down a little bit. That is passable. Yep, that's pretty much where we could be. Alright, I just took a picture, I think, by accident. It's fine. Alright, so that's the height we're gonna go at. What we might do here... This is really close. It doesn't matter too much. We're gonna put a pipe down this way and go and bring it up, or this way and bring it up. It doesn't really matter. Either way is fine. But what we might do here is do some half foundations if we want to finish this off nicer. Right now, I'm not building a building. Right now, I'm worried about getting what we need up in here. So let's zoom this that way a second. All right, we're going to need a ladder here. And what we're going to need here, we're going to have to put, I think we're going to use the, let's see what we got. I'm talking out of my ass. It's fine. Let's see. We're gonna need the T-junctions here. That one and that one. We could do the one, because we're not gonna have 300, so that's okay. We're gonna do this straight. On this last one, I think we're gonna use the regular pipe junction, that one. And like I said, I think we're gonna have to put a half a foundation. So it's fine. Or we could leave this open. Let's see. That's gonna go there. We're gonna need we could run it right up here. Let me see how that would work. Do that. It does curve in a little bit, but I'm not worried about it. And then that will be over there. We're gonna definitely need some pumps. It's fine. Let's go up stairs a second. We also need some power too. Come on up. Let's come on over to here. Come over to here. Nope, we're gonna have to come over this way. Let's grab that. I'm gonna just come straight up. Yep, that's fine. We're gonna do the same thing over on this side as well, because that just makes the most sense. We'll put it right here in this corner. Alright, so we got our pipes up here, right? We'll finish filling in this here. And then also we got to remember to bring that plastic up, because that's going to be filling in our things. We could probably, I think, how much plastic were we using? I don't remember. But we have to figure out how many packages we need and go from there too. So, alright, so let's do this. Zoop it. Alright, let's jump back down and see what we got here. Alright, so this is 25 heavy residue. We have to do these machines. This has to be 25. So, let's bring that down. That's 16, probably 0.66. So that's 25. And let's come down. Yeah, because these were set up for the other machines. So we have to refocus these because it's less heavy residue for the plastic. So we can actually connect these fuels up. So once I get these all together, come on, Control V. Come on, Control, let me see. Sometimes these things don't like to copy and paste. All right. So that means that this is getting the 25 heavy residue. These are all getting the 25. It's a little bit more than what it's putting out. We could do this 6.5 or 6. Let me see what we'd get if I did 6.5. Maybe we'll do 6.5. This way we're not lacking. Control C. Control V. Control V and Control V. So, again, we're not getting a huge amount of fuel. We're getting about, let's say we round this off to 17. I think that would be a good idea. So, N 17 times 4. We're getting 68 fuel from that. So 68. And this guy, again, we're getting 33 because that's 49.9. So 33. I say we do 34. Let's just round it off higher. I'd rather have a little bit. No, let's go lower actually. So let's do 33 and. What I say it was over here? I said 27, I think, right? I said 16. Let's do, okay, I did 17. So I think that will help make up the difference. It's fine. I'm talking way too much. All right, so this will be 33. N33 times 4 equals 132 plus 68 equals 200 fuel. All right, so that's what we're going to be getting. It's not a lot. It's not a lot of fuel. But it should be enough for what we want just to make some. I hope it's enough. Honestly. I mean, this is probably the most inefficient way to get fuel, honestly. There's a lot better alternative recipes and everything else. Let me see where the center is here. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That would be center. So that's where I'm going to want to run the pipe. Alright, so I'm going to come in with this. Trying to get that little line to come up. There we go. And then we'll move him to the center of here. There we go. Then we're gonna need a Mark 1. Alright, so now let's go into packagers here. So we're gonna need the input to this, and we're also gonna need the input for the things here. Let's just go here a second. Let's go into here. We're gonna do fuel, packaged fuel. I think we're gonna up this to 50, right? So we have 200. We'll only need 4, right? I think that makes the most sense. So we need 50 fuel here and 50 empty canisters here. Alright. So we're gonna do this machine, copy this. That is facing the wrong way. Alright, so that's where the fuel's gonna go in. Now we need the empty canisters. Let's go back down into our plastic here. That's making the fuel. This is the plastic. 50 plastic. We're gonna need almost all of these. This is going to have a lift. We're gonna bring a lift up to here. Because we're gonna need to make... Let's do this. Constructor. I guess we could put it back here. It doesn't matter where they're being made exactly, because they're all going to the same place. Alright, again, we need 50 of these canisters. So let's go down to the canisters here. That puts out 60 per minute. We want 50 per minute. And then we're going to Control C, V. There we go. Then let's go down to here. Alright, let me see where we are. Whoa, I missed the ladder, always. Let's come down over to here. This is gonna get split. Where's the... There's where I want to be. Alright, I think we could just pop a lift here. Let's see where that ends up. Alright. And we can come up with this. There. And then we could get that to there. That did not come down all the way. It's fine though. Honestly, it'll work. This over here is going to be our rubber. This can get stored, I guess, right here for now. In some organization. Or we can bring it up to the other floor. I think we're going to bring it up to the other floor. Why not? Because we're going to have the plastic already coming up this way. Anyway, before we do that, these are going to merge. So let's go ahead and do this. And then this is going to come out here. And then we're going to split these here. So let's come into here. Let's press R. There we go. So the plastic is coming into here. What I did not do is I want to put a smart splitter here. So actually we're going to redo this. Right before here, let's grab this and we're going to press E once. And I am missing AI limiters. Can I make an AI limiter? Probably. It's pretty easy. So let's go to this right here. Go here. Scroll down to AI limiters. I can. That's it. Grab that. Press E. Now I should have a smart splitter. I'm going to put that there. Alright. So it's facing this way. So the center is going to have our plastic, right? Do I need anything? I could just leave it as any. It doesn't matter. This is none. This way is going to be overflow. And the reason being is that's going to be some of our storage over here. So I'm just going to put a storage bin, or I could have done storage on this side and brought it around and brought it over there to store it where the rubber is. But I'm fine with it being over here. There's plenty of room. It doesn't matter. The input's got to go this way. Then I can do this. So any extra plastic, once these fill up and they're all done, will go into here. And we can actually do probably 2 or 3 of these. And then we'll have some plastic stored up. We don't have to worry about it, and we should be good. Alright, so now we got that going on. We're going to bring the rubber up. Where are you? Let's just put some storage bins in here for the rubber. I think 2 should be... We could do 3. Let's move this back a little bit. There we go. Alright, and that's our storage for our rubber. Next, we're gonna need storage for these guys coming out of this. So, over here, we're gonna get packaged fuel. We're gonna put a lift on here, and then on here, and on here. We're gonna put a merger going that way, and a merger going that way. And then we're gonna need some storage for these guys, because then they're gonna go out to a place. So let's back this up. Come over to here. And then let's connect this. Connect this. And then we have some storage. Alright, so we got a lot done here. Let's see. Power. Let's go ahead and start running some power. Let's see, where can I grab power from? I could bring that power tower over there. Let's come over to it. Come on. Come on, connect. There we go. We could bring him over to here. Why not? We could come up to here. And let's see if I can see it better. Let's go up there, I think. That would be... Actually, before we do that, let's daisy chain some of these guys. So let's come to the front of these. Oh, I just fell in a hole. Alright, let's daisy chain this one. To this one. To this one. Then we'll come around the back here. Do that to that. And then we'll go to this to this. Why is that not connecting? Why won't that connect? God damn it. There we go. Damn it. Being very funky for some reason. Alright, so that goes to that. Alright, so that's where the electric's gonna come into. Alright, so let's go upstairs. Let's come around to here. I'm gonna go and put one. You know what? Let's see something here. Let's go to here a second. I don't know if this is gonna be the front of the building or not, but for now, just gonna put it there. And then I'm gonna grab, not that, to there. I'm gonna come back over to here, find out where the top of this last machine is. It could go here, actually. Let's go ahead and put an outlet, say here. Let's connect you to there and you to here. Now these machines should be lit up, but I also need to get power down into, let's go over to here, those machines there. I gotta get it to the oil extractor down below with the pumps, and we're also gonna need pumps on these guys. So let me see if I can get up here a little bit here. Alright, I need to run this down into the floor. Alright, and now we need one of these outlets over here somewhere. Let's do something over here. Then we connect this to that, and then to there. Alright, so that should have power now. Let's close this up and run the pipe to get the oil in. Alright, so let's do this. We're going to be splitting this. So let's get those junctions in. Actually, this one we don't need. Alright, so this is going to be 600. We're definitely going to need the Mark II. So now this is lacking the oil in here. What we're going to do is we're going to just shut these machines off until this pipe fills up. Let's shut off all of these except for the first 2 or 4. We'll take a look. Let's see. These should start filling up now. Okay, that is full. That is full. That is full. That is full. Alright. So once that gets full here, this should start filling up. Let's turn this on. There we go. So you have to kind of let the first couple fill up. Once this one fills up, we'll come over to this guy and we'll turn him on. Alright, there we go. There, that should fill up. It's a little bit slow. I don't know why. It's starting to catch up. There we go. Alright. Alright, so next we gotta go ahead and hook up everything to power upstairs, but we also have to hook up the pumps to the pipes coming up. So let's come on over to the pumps. Well, the pipes where we're gonna need pumps. And we know there's a power in this one, this one, this one. Yes, there it is. Okay. Let's go ahead into our pumps. Put this one all the way close to the bottom there. And then where does that stop? I think that actually might work. Let's see. Nope. I have to actually put the power to it. That would help. Let's see. Do we need another? No, it doesn't look like it. It looks like the one pump is enough. Let's go on the other side and do the same thing. Now again, we need to bring power over to here. So I'm just going to run down here. Grab this power outlet. Alright, we could just put this here, like this. There we go, and I just fell off. Of course I fell off. Okie doke. Let's get back over to here. Let's get that pump on here. Alright. So I don't know whether that's the fuel from there or not, but it might be. Alright, the next thing we need is these guys up here. So we're gonna need to go from here, and we're gonna need to do horizontal to vertical there, and then we're gonna run this let me see something. If I go like this and I go straight and do it to there, I'm gonna go like this. Let's see. We could do this. Where's the... There it is. I'm gonna get rid of that. I'm gonna come over to here. Oh. Grab this. Let's see. Can I put it on the edge here? No. It's fine. Just what we're gonna do. That's gonna go into there. That's gonna go into there. And this one, what we could do is run it pretty straight like that. And then put this junction here. Get rid of that and that. There and there. So this is filled with the fuel. Alright, now we gotta daisy chain our machines. So let's do that. I'm getting that rubber. That's coming in nicely. Let's put this floor back in. That wasn't supposed to happen. Empty canisters. We are running... What are we doing with the empty canisters here? We are not getting those plastic up. Why aren't we getting the plastic? Plastic is coming up. Oh, I never reattached that. That's what happened. Well, that makes sense. Always something, you know what I mean? You know what happens. It's fine. Alright. Should have known better. Alright, 7. Okay. Let's come down over to here. There we go. And then this can go to this. Boom. And now that should be working. There we go. Alright, so we're making packaged fuel. That's awesome. The fuel is going to back up, and that means it's not going to make any plastic. Which means that we have to sink any extra of these guys. Otherwise, the fuel will back up. And we don't want the fuel to back up. It's the same thing with the rubber. So what we're going to have to do is some smart splitters and a sink. That means... Let's see. I'm going to... Thinking we're going to move... Let's grab this for now. Let's line this up here. I'm going to take this off of here. I'm going to put this to this one. I need that space. gonna take this. We're gonna line it up with this guy. Alright, so now we can put those in there. This right here is gonna need a smart splitter. And then the plastic will be fine because the plastic will keep going into here. So now we are we getting overflow? No, we're not getting any overflow over here. No, not yet. We're still filling up machines. Oh, there we go. We're starting to get some overflow. So this is going to need a smart splitter as well. So, gosh darn it, this. I'm going to need a straightaway. So I'm going to have to take that off of there. Put that into there. That's fine. I'm squeezing this stuff in as if I need to conserve this space. We actually have space. So I don't know why I'm making it so tight, but it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It is fine. Actually, this too, these canisters, I think what we should do is, let's grab this. Let's come in this way. I can make it much tighter. That's better there. Then I got more room here to move around. And then where do we want to put this sink? I think we come across here. We could put a sink right here. So now we need a smart splitter on the first one, which is the plastic. Grab this. Oh, I need the AI limiters. Fuck. Keep forgetting that. That would be maybe the problem I had, but you know what? I don't read. I think I've told you guys this before. I don't read. I ignore it. Just making a few extra. That's good. Let's see. Could I have split this here? No, probably not. It's probably not good anyway. Alright. That's going into there, right? This is going to be this is going to be overflow. That's exactly what we want. I'm going to be putting on a lift. I'm going to point that way. Somewhere around here. It's fine. It's fine. Alright. Over here. Smart splitter. Smart splitter, please. Instead of getting it with the 8, I'm just trying to run over things. It's fine. Okay. Now, in case you're confused about smart splitters, and that's a conveyor splitter, we don't want that. Smart splitters, how you want to look at it is, this is the input, that's the output. So you're going to want to stand this way. This is going to be any, and this one will be the overflow. Going that way. To the left. This one, let's grab this. Again, we have the input there. We're going to go like that. We're going to look underneath it or over it, doesn't matter. This is no longer overflow. This is none. This is now overflow because we're going to be sending it that way. Then we're going to need one of these and attach it right here. Again, this is the input. So stare at it this way. This now is going to be none. And this will be the overflow. That's kind of what we got to do. And then I'm going to put a merger here. Just do that and that. Take away the middle. And I'm going to put a lift from here to there. And then I'm going to take this and move it to there. But I don't want it to do that. That doesn't work very nicely. Okay, hold on. Let's try this to this. No. There we go. That's better. And then this is going to need a... Wow, I pointed the merger to the wrong way. Of course I did. Hold on. We got to redo that. So I need this. I need it. a merger. That's got to point that way. I pointed it for some reason that way. It happens. It happens. There we go. That's going to go that way. That's going to go into there. And then I'm going to need a merger here. So that is going to go that way. I'm going to get the line up there. There we go. And then this is going to go to here. This is going to go to here. Then I also have this one and the one from over there. So this one, I could take that off a second. That is going to be, let's do another merger. And then do that. And then I do need to bring this one. I could probably do this. Do it on this side. There. And then I'm gonna jump on this ladder, which is not gonna bring me to anything but a broken sink here. Not a broken sink, a sink. But I need to move the ladder over because it's in the way now. Alright, there. Alright, ladder. Alright, so now I could drop this. Because I did put it to this side, right? I think so. That is the overflow, okay. I mean, I could drop it down in here. I think there's enough room. Yeah, I don't clip. So I might actually do that. Move it to the inside. So this will be none. And this will be the overflow. So now I'll put it over on this side. And then I'll drop down here. There. Now I could take this. Why doesn't it like that? There we go. So that means that all the overflow is taken care of now. So let's see how we're doing. We are making our canisters. The machines are backed up. We're getting our storage going here. I could put a third storage bin somewhere over maybe here. That would be okay. So this way we have an extra storage. We could put dimensional depots now on these guys. And I also have some rubber and plastic back at the hub. I'm going to take down this and this for now. And we'll take that and fill up that. We have plenty of room on this side as well. Because we didn't really utilize that space over here. These guys are filling up with rubber. Perfect. These packagers are doing just fine. Got plenty of packaging in there. Let's see what we got over on this side. That's doing well as well. Yep. And then over here, our packaged fuel is being made. And we'll have 2 of that. Alright, so I did have to change this because I realized I put the overflow to this side. And I need it on this side. I also had to hook up our, sink. I couldn't think of the word. To power. So that's hooked up now. So far we're doing pretty darn decent. Alright, so I'm gonna build a building around this, and I'm gonna do it off camera. We're already almost up to an hour on this. It's gonna be nothing special. It's just gonna be a box, and I might change it up later on. But for now, I'm just gonna get this done, and yeah, I'll be back. Alright. So that's going to conclude today's episode of Fuel. And yeah, that's going to be the start to our gas station that will be centrally located over there. We're going to have those trucks come in, pick this up, go back over there, drop them off, and fill up all the other truck stations. So this way, when we do have trucks to go around and pick up and drop off, they will have fuel. So again, guys, if you like my content, you want to see more, like, subscribe, comment, share. I do have memberships, 99 cents, $2.99. With the $2.99, you'll get a shout out after every episode. I also have affiliate links in the bottom of kind of my setup. And if you click on those and buy something, I do get a very small percentage of it. But it is something to help the channel grow. So, as always, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.